The clarion call has sounded. The curtain rises. Say goodbye to yourself and embrace the unknown. As I don the many masks of this tale, I challenge you to fully immerse in the story, the mystery, and the terror. Live the fears and hopes, and let your mind wander through the shadows. Uncover the secrets that lie beneath, for the only certainty is the mask you wear. Embrace the transformation, commit to the journey, and let the masks of Nyarlathotep reveal its truths to you.
He was completely eviscerated. Something was carved in his forehead. Everything everywhere. I can't even describe it. It was horrible. Declan killed one of the guys and the others went out the window, and Vincent got in the car, or got the car information and the tag information, and I got hit. There's blood all over me. Now, this is a journal, by the way. Just, yeah. It's not a letter or anything. It's just my bleh, brain dump at the end of the day. We looked over Jackson. I'm not sure what the symbol is. Nobody really knows. But we found a business card for an import company in a manila envelope on his desk. And Iris found a matchbook for a bar and another business card in his pocket. And it's the Penhue Foundation. I put question marks all over it. Mm-hmm. They checked the guy that we killed. It looks like a cultist of some sort. I was not about to touch him or anything. That was not anything I was interested in. Declan staged the room like Jackson had the gun and killed him. So that, made it a little bit easier for us to get away and not really be tagged as the people involved. I could not watch him moving the bodies around. I don't know what I expected of this trip, but bodies on day one was not it. As we were leaving, everyone was going crazy. We talked to the front desk person, and I was so afraid he would notice all the blood on me. But I think we got away with it. My heart was pounding so hard, I think I even lost so much more blood. I started to get woozy, but luckily the cold shot me out of that. Found out that the Emerson people are responsible for Vincent's brother getting killed. I feel so bad that this has come up for him. Going through Jackson's things, there were things from London, Shanghai, and the symbol was written with Kenyan writing on it. I don't know. It was written next to it. He's been everywhere. Vincent and Declan want to be the investigators, and they want us to be collectors or inquiring about publishing a book when we go see the publishing people tomorrow. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then it's the next day.
And then you went and saw the publishing people tomorrow.
And then we went and saw the publisher. Yeah.
So you guys meet up with Jonah Kensington at the publishing company. Jonah got a rundown on some notes that Elias had left with Jonah. And you guys were very put off about the fact that he kind of sussed you out, because both groups went in there, or couples went in there pseudo undercover, and he's like, "Oh, you must be Abigail. Oh, you must be Iris."
Mm-hmm. I guess Jackson talked about us a lot.
Seems like it. And he invited you to the funeral, which is now today, but it was the next day then. What else did the guys? The guys bought a gun.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot with him because our whole plan was predicated on him not magically knowing everything, because we were trying to attack it from two angles, and then him knowing everyone already. I think honestly, I said we hand waved it and talked to him a minute, but we really didn't do very much. I think we still went there, but I didn't go through with the plan because it didn't make sense.
I mean, we talked to him for a minute just to see what information we could pump out of him, but
yeah, you guys pretended that we hadn't all met up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he basically, you asked him for information. He's like, "Hey, just go over it with your friends."
Just talk to your friends.
I already gave it all to them. They've already looked at all these notes. And hey, before we get into it as well, we already rolled luck. Go to the notes corkboard section and use your middle mouse and go ahead and drag to the right, and you can see I've added a shit ton of webbing there of links and stuff that you guys have hit. So I'm gonna try to keep this up, and because as you guys say stuff in the session, it's very useful to have a question mark about what you say. You know what I mean? Like, what book is in the Carlisle safe? You'll never remember that. I guarantee you probably didn't remember that right now. But if we can if we can tag it in here, maybe there are leads that can be sussed.
Did you say you're gonna do this, or you expect us to?
I mean,
this as an example?
I will do it.
No, I'm
will.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm asking if you.
I
zoned out for that part.
I will always try to go in here between sessions and add stuff, but I mean, obviously, it would
be better if we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But you don't always have more to add. Like you could add sticky notes, you know, that's fine. But you may not have the ability to drag stuff out there yet. That's not uncovered. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But anyway, there's that. I just wanted you guys to have that resource to know that I am working and updating that. So.
Cool.
It is there to do with what you wish. And I will add all the people from the funeral and like what they talked about and stuff like that after the session. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it in the beginning of the session.
Okay, so we're picking up at the funeral, right?
So it's up to you guys. I thought we got in a car. Where it was the very end, right? Right before 11 o'clock, we're like, get in a car. We drive down and we'll be at the funeral next time. That was kind of what was in my head.
If they have something they want to talk about, I'll participate. I don't have anything I would want to say before it. I figured we could pick up.
I know one thing we didn't explicitly call out is I mean, more or less court-ported. We at least had a conversation about some of those like linkages and getting into some of the details of that and like my background with Emerson and all that. So like those conversations have happened in the last 2 days where we kind of. Both Vincent opened up some stuff and we sort of compared notes. So we've all that was one thing that we did. And did we go over calling the library?
No.
We didn't go over it, no.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't find out, once again, right? We didn't find out a lot. We found out what the name of like the cult or whatever.
The Bloody Tongue.
The name of the symbol.
Yeah, the Bloody Tongue, Africa's Dark Secrets. Dark Sex. Sorry, not secrets.
Yeah, Africa's Dark Sex.
Had a long day.
Yeah, that was the book that Jackson was looking to get.
It mysteriously disappeared.
And then I think when you guys went to the local library is where you were able to find something that had like the name of that symbol or the name of the sect or there was something informative there.
Was that Miriam that told you guys that?
She told us the name of the book and then it disappeared.
Okay.
I told them.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Yes. It disappeared. All right. Yeah.
And then after the fact, you rolled like a crit or something, and like after a couple hours, you found something at the library. I just don't remember exactly. I think it was related to the symbol or the group or the cult or whatever.
It was that the symbol on his head looked like it's from the Bloody Tongue. Started in Kenya, but its recent use is unknown.
So we did not a whole lot more, but we did our research leads to some tidbits. And I don't really think we did anything other than say, we'll get up and get ready and go to the thing.
I think Iris and I went shopping.
Oh, that's right.
We did. Yeah, actually you did. Yeah.
Clothes. You got the guys dapper things, but the guys had already prepared because they went and got invited to the funeral. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
was
drugged
like,
him somewhere.
It's like shopping therapy, right? Like.
Yep. And we walked in on them drunkenly eating pizza.
That's right.
During
pregnancy. Yeah, show her at the library for a hot minute.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, because
you started drinking.
Well, we went from the publishing house. I took him by the warehouses related to Emerson and like where everything happened with me and my brother, and then from there we went shopping, got food, and came back. Yarp.
I think that's it. I think we're all caught up.
We were calling around bookstores to find out Elias's book he was trying to find, but no luck finding that.
So, I guess you guys taxi to the Cypress Hills Cemetery in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm not walking.
Yep.
Taxi.
Too fucking cold to walk.
Well, you have to walk a little bit, because it is a cemetery. Tui on you. So the funeral's at 2 p.m. So I'm assuming you get there a shy bit earlier, a wee bit earlier, a little bit before.
And actually, on that note, I think we did arrive because I remember saying that I wasn't going to go. I stayed on the outskirts because I was looking to make sure that I didn't recognize Emerson or any of his goons there. Right. So I was staying on the far outskirts when they approached. I remember that now.
I do as well. So let's cut to you getting out of the car before them, and they get a little closer via taxi. You can see ahead of the way. I guess you're just gonna kind of do a circumference of the area. I'm
gonna I'm acting like I'm going to some other gravesite or whatever, right? As inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah. So there's sheets of snow covering this sprawling grounds of Cypress Hill Cemetery. This kind of neat and ominous at the same time because you know how the snow kind of muffles the sounds. So you got this muffled sounds of the city. Just by going to the cemetery, it becomes that kind of ominous feel. Got some iron gates that were already open. You guys already drove through them. The clouds are heavy and low. And it's just got a steady, soft snowfall coming down. And so you're making your way through the snow, boots or shoes. You definitely have boots if your toes are going to stay alive. Just crunching around in the soft ground. And in the distance, you can see the car that you just got out of with the rest of the party headed towards, it's right off to the side of a cemetery chapel type deal. And you see the silhouette over there. And you can see that there's a small group of people already kind of set up at the gravesite, huddled, in this cold bite of winter. You're looking around, you see nearby trees are pretty skeletal and bare, swaying a little bit in the snow. You don't notice anybody else. It looks like it's you observing this small group of people as your party, your friends, get out of the car at the gravesite. Do you want to make your way a little closer and as they're mingling or getting set up?
I'm gonna let them arrive first and kind of watch all of that. Yeah, but
Okay. Did you go ahead?
Oh, if he's gonna stay back and watch, and you said the whole funeral party's not there yet, I actually want to go to the graveside area because I want to see if someone engages me in conversation. So I'll be that guy. I'll go up there and they can hang back if they want to. Someone can with me, but I'll go. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna stand there and look morose.
I'll go and see if I can help set up if there's anything left to help, set up the chairs or something, or if that's already set up.
Sounds good. Okay, so before we go to you guys, go ahead and roll me a spot hidden, Vincent. I'm still looking for my alertness every time we do this.
I know, right?
You got a 39.
Sweet. That's a 33.
Oh, crit success.
If this was Delta Green, it would be crit success.
Not anymore.
Oh, not anymore?
Yes.
not in Cthulhu.
I forgot.
No, but it's still a success, and that's all we needed here.
Yeah.
You notice two things of note that stand out are what looks to be some kind of I'm actually coming out on a blank. What would a news vehicle be like in the 1920s? Maybe you don't see a news vehicle. Maybe you see someone that looks like a news person. Like a reporter or something like that. Yeah.
Report. He's got the hat,
I definitely
thing, and the notepad.
But yeah, like Chad said, that kind of person.
So you see a female.
There's also this magic floating plate over his head that says New York Times. I don't know what it's for. It's very mysterious.
Yeah.
Raisins.
Yeah. So you see a female reporter-looking person, And what sets you off about this and what you come of note is that they're kind of standing off. Like, they're very clearly not part of the party, not part of the funeral, but like standing back, being respectful, doing whatever they're doing. You also notice at the back of the line of cars, like parked furthest away, you know how they kind of pull their cars over on the side or whatever, there is a police car that is sitting there. And judging by the amount of snow on it, it's been sitting there for a while. So it's more likely that they had parked and everybody else had parked in front of them. Whatever that means to you is what it means to you.
Okay.
But you can tell it's running. The car is running.
Yeah. That was gonna be the next question.
Yeah. It's clear. Okay. It's clear they have the heat on inside the car with the snow coming down on top of it.
Yeah. They're not. There's enough snow, but it's not on the hood or the windshield.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna keep an eye on those two elements as we sort of wait for it to get closer to time. I'm gonna kind of hang back and just keep playing that observer role as they engage whoever is there. And I'll, like I said, I'll kind of wait until it's a little bit closer and looks like maybe whoever's going to be there is there.
Okay. And so we'll cut to the rest of the party. You guys get out of your car, make your way towards where you see a few people gathering. And you see, obviously, this stark rectangle of dark earth already cut out into the snowy landscape. Next to the grave, you see a polished wooden casket. It's already gathering the snow on top of it.
It's not open, you mean?
It's not open. It's not. They don't do that. I don't think.
Not a graveside.
Do we just? Never mind. You see a wiry African American man, small, kind of brimming with nervous energy, fiddling with like a pen or something in his pocket. His eyes are. This is for the party, by the way, not you, Vincent. His eyes kind of darting around, nervously maybe, or restlessly. His suit looks expensive, but it's also kind of frayed in places. It's very well worn, shiny, where like the fabric has thinned underneath his arms, where his arms have rubbed the sides of his suit. There's a young woman next to him, tall, athletic. Features very similar, so maybe related somehow.
To the anxious guy, or
to the anxious
Jackson?
guy? To the anxious guy.
Okay.
That is the same people. There is only one. That is the same person I described. The anxious guy is the guy that looks nervous.
Yeah. Sorry. I was asking if the athletic girl looked like him or Jackson.
Sorry. Yes, like him, not Jackson Elias. Yeah, cool. Her hands are tucked in there, keeping warm. She's got a nice tailored jacket. And you can see she's like shifting on her feet, a little bit impatient. But her clothes are sensible and professional and not worn in like the other person next to her. And you also see Jonah Kensington. And as you guys are, stepping out and kind of taking everything in, you can see him offer a quick nod over to you guys. And he's just kind of close to the other two. They're kind of hunched in against the wind, and looks like you're just waiting for, the priest or whoever would come and speak.
I mean, if I have time to talk to the guy, to the guy with the woman that was nervous, I'll go up and ask him, "How did you know the deceased?" I won't say the name, but just walk up and look at him and say that, and see if kind of watch how he responds. If does he look me in the eye? Does he like flick around? What does the woman do when I ask that?
He's like, yes, Carlton Ramsey, and he holds out his hand to shake.
I'll shake it. Is it shaking? It looks like he's like, is his grip like shaking and nervous? Or is it just weak?
Yeah, it's. Roll me a psychology.
Why? I suck at that.
Because you asked.
I know. Actually, I don't have my sheet. Hold on, I'm sorry. I thought I had it open, but
a 10 in psychology.
I don't even know. Oh wait, this is not. Oops, hold on. Sorry. Click. Click.
Oh no.
That's actually not a bad failure.
That actually isn't a bad failure, but it's a failure nonetheless.
Hold on. No, I only have 37
Who's
left.
debating?
Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, he's very nervous.
And if so, when he looks around, even if he's still talking, I'll cut him off when he
Sure.
looked around before he answered me. And
Yeah.
are you looking for someone else? And then I'll gesture at the woman and be like, "And you are here with."
Oh, I'm Willa. I'm here with my uncle here.
Nice to meet you, I'm Declan. Are you guys? Looks like your uncle's waiting for someone.
No. Well, perhaps, maybe I had expected some people to show. Hopefully, was hoping some people would show that knew Elias very well. And do you happen to be? Are you Declan or Vincent, by chance?
I'll before I answer him, was it the way you were talking, or does he seem? Because it seemed like kind of like the nervousness maybe was a little bit feigned. Because was it just how you were talking, or did he seem more confident after I asked that? And when he
No, he
asked
seems
for my
nervous.
name?
No, he seems.
Oh, he
nervous.
still seems the same.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll be like, yep, that's me. I'm Declan. I'm not gonna give Vincent up and say he's there, but
Oh,
I'll say,
perfect.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, perfect. I'm so glad that you came, and I didn't know for sure that you would be here, but it's good you came. I'm the lawyer, Jackson Elias' lawyer. We're very, very close.
Oh, did he leave me $10? 15 maybe?
And he has like he smiles, and like the way his face looks is that you have brought a smile to someone who has been having a very hard time smiling for a little bit. So you can see the smile kind of crack on this guy's face a little bit. And then he tries to hold that, and you can see he's trying to hold on to that a little bit. He's like, after let's not get ahead of things. Let's be here for Elias, and I do need to speak to all of you, and you know who I'm talking about, the other three. After the funeral, perhaps you can come by my office. Elias has left some things for you all.
Are you the reason that everyone in this borough seems to know that we're here?
And he cracks another smile, and he's like, no. And you can see the somber look kind of come over his face. He's like, that's Jackson Elias for you. He may not have many people, but who he has them through and through. And he's told me about you and his adventures, and the same. And he looks over at Jonah, and he's like, and the same with Jonah. Jonah's like, yep. He talks about you all the time, or he did, and then he sees his slip up, and he's like, did.
What does the woman do this whole time? Willa?
She looks uncomfortable,
Like,
out of place.
okay. I'll ask it instead. Are you the almost said PA. Actually, that would fit because Declan's kind of stupid. I'll ask if she's the PA. Are you the PA for? I meant like legal assistant, but are you the PA for your uncle's firm?
Yes, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I think she's lying. Can I? Declan's gonna think she's lying no matter what, but I'll roll for it if you let me.
That's fine. Yeah, but you're not gonna like it because it's psychology.
That's fine.
Mhm.
What's the worst that can happen?
You foam with the mouth. and fall over dead.
I've lost connection to the server attempting to reestablish.
That is the worst that could happen. That is the worst.
97.
97.
Yeah.
Maybe
I fall over, foaming from the mouth.
Oh my.
He had a stroke.
As horns sprout out of her head and she levitates off the ground, speaking in a reverse tongue.
The sacrifice shall. Yeah.
I'll consume you all.
We're
All
not,
right, so
we're not there. Yet.
I'll drop it. And I'll try to be fake friendly, but it's pretty obvious, especially since he's not, again, very smart, that he doesn't. She probably gets the vibe. I don't think she's being honest, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, I feel like she would have been more involved in explaining things if she was really helping. I'm not saying maybe they aren't related, but like, I think she has different reasons for being there. Because if it was, she seemed too eager to.
You do not trust anyone, and that is okay. That is okay.
Nope, that's on brand.
That is on brand. Rest.
I was just gonna say I was gonna step back and say I'll let the others know that we can they'll come. We'll come talk to you maybe after the service, and then I'll just kind of step back from him to let him have his time.
What was his name again? The lawyer?
You know what? This is a good time for me to uncover Carlton Ramsey.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see him in
So
the...
let me get in here. Carlton Ramsey is uncovered in the NPC's Dramatis Personae America. And also...
It's Carlton Banks, right?
No, Ramsey.
No? Oh,
No.
okay.
And Willa will be uncovered as well. And you already have Jonah Kensington in there. So now you got your pictures.
Can I see Can I see where Vincent is from where I am?
Ooh. Vincent, do you think you would have... I would assume you kind of described what your plan was, and so maybe he knows...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Very specifically, like I would have... Yeah, I'm going to make sure that, Mr. Emerson and his goons aren't around, so I'm just going to... I'll pick a random direction in the cemetery and just kind of... I'm going to act like I'm, hanging out over there. And I'm hiding in plain sight, right? Like I'm just trying to be inconspicuous. I'm at a grave site. Like I'd probably sit down by it and like pretend to talk to it. Maybe I do talk to it. I don't know. I'm a bullshitter. I'd come up with something to talk to a headstone about.
So Declan, you definitely see Vincent for sure. You don't have to roll for that. You definitely see Vincent off a distance.
I'm not hiding in a tree. I'm just.
All I was going to say was I'm not going to go talk to him because again I don't want. If Carlton or Willa see him, that's one thing. I mean, I can't control that, but I'm not going to go because if I make a beeline for someone, they can easily see me going. It's a fucking graveyard. It's not like I can hide.
Right.
So I'm not gonna walk towards him. But if I can, if I'm looking at him, and I'll just kind of keep glancing towards him when they're not looking at me, and if I can get his attention, I'll just hold my hand out, kind of at my side, I'm not on camera, like the. I don't know, the caution. No, I'll flip him off. I'll do the game symbol and see if he looks, and then I'll be like, "You lost." No, I'll hold my hand out like a caution, like a kind of pushing down, just that kind of thing. Yeah, just whatever. You know the thing I'm talking about. How I do it's
I'd be looking around enough periodically that you can make a symbol, and I would get some kind of gist from it. So.
That's all I'll do, and then I'll hang around. I'll go find if they're around Iris and Abigail, and Iris is going to help. I'll go hang out with them and get ready to sit. So I'm not going to go to Vincent, but just try to get his attention and just say that kind of just giving the vibe that someone's here that knows we're here. Just caution. That's all. Nothing specific.
As usual. And so Iris, there doesn't look like to be anything to set up because you said that you wanted to get out and help and stuff like that. It looks like they're just standing. No folding chairs, I guess, in 1925.
Oh yeah, okay.
But they're just standing, and it looks like, it's pushing 2. It's 2 p.m. now, we'll say, and it don't look like
I would have headed over to like be there like 5 minutes before.
Sure. Okay.
Like I said, I'm. Just cutting down on hopefully anybody showing up after me, at least intending to be there on time.
Right. So that what I was going to say is leading into what you just said is that it doesn't look like they're waiting for anybody else, except for the pastor, priest. I don't know what you call the person who says stuff for people that go in the ground.
Depends on your religion and.
He's the eulogizer.
Sure.
Oh. The eulogizer.
Eulogist?
The eulogist.
Eulogist is
the
also valid.
eulogist.
Eulogist?
It is valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it could be a friend, it could be a preacher, it could be a, who knows.
It's time to get our eulogy on, friends. And then,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. So
It's time
yeah,
to begin eulogizing.
so they're waiting on that.
While we're waiting, since
Thank
there
you.
wasn't anything for us to do,
Right.
I'd probably be like, are there any flowers or anything like on or around the casket? Like,
Yes.
I'd probably sit there and like try to brush some of the snow off of it just to kind of
Yeah.
be kind of respectful and feel like I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm. And they're very surprising to see. You know, normally in the winter you will see like roses and stuff like that. They're yellow daisies on top of the casket.
Okay.
Is that something he had ever mentioned specifically?
Never mentioned it specifically, but it's something that's, it's someone would have had to pay a pretty penny for at least to get somewhere else. Get an expensive florist.
Just for the record, folding chairs were first patented in 1855.
And this is why we play Call of Cthulhu, so we can know
Yes.
when folding.
We are learning a lot about random shit in history. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be that early.
So you said 1855? So
1855,
if we ever time travel backwards, make folding chairs before 1855. Get the money.
Right.
There you go.
Folding chair stock.
The in 1911 one was patented with a book rest on the back,
Oh.
designed for churches, schools, and stadiums.
I think we used those same chairs in school when I was
I think we
the
did.
ones from then, the 1911.
Yeah, the little like cubby thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, getting
It was
back on
revision
track,
2, but
I lost where I was. Where was I?
Hey,
you're telling us about the daisies.
Daisies. Yeah, so anything else you want to do before the eulogizer shows up?
So, just a couple of clarifications.
Hmm.
If I was keeping an eye on the cop car, no changes.
You see the window come down every now and then. It looks like they're keeping it cracked at the top, and you can see it like ash coming out, smoking little. You see the smoke coming out,
I'd be shocked if there wasn't.
right?
Yeah, kind of. 1920. Yeah.
Nobody else has arrived. It's just those handful of people.
No one else has arrived. You
Yes.
can look and, you can look down. Let's just say you guys are at the top of a hill and you could look down at the base of the hill of the cemetery and you can see nobody's coming in. There's no cars on the road.
Yeah.
You guys remember
So that
2 or 3 days
10 to a
ago.
point, I head over so I'm there about 5 minutes to start. I'm not gonna beeline for that guy, but I'm not gonna hide myself. So like if they come to talk to me, I'll speak to him. I don't know how much
That guy is
they're
who?
gonna be.
That guy is who?
Sorry,
Carlton.
nervous. Yeah,
Oh.
Carlton Banks.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if he comes to talk to me, then I'll talk to him. But I'm not gonna seek him out yet, because I don't know who he is. But I'm not like hiding from him at this point. But I am still like not entirely paranoid, checking every 2 seconds over my shoulder, but
definitely paranoid.
still finding something large to put my back towards.
There's just plenty of trees or
Yeah.
large pillar-like headstones to lean against if you need the moral support.
I think people. It's usually after they drop the coffin and like people have set aside the arrangements that people would like get a flower or something. So I'm not going to get into that until after
Sure.
the event, but I do plan to do that.
So you arrive and see your friends there, and as you're arriving, Jonah kind of goes up to Abigail and he's like, Abigail,
Yes.
I brought the collection for you.
You did.
I did. It's in my car. It
Okay.
is something that we can both be happy about, during this time. But afterwards, make sure you stop by my car.
Yeah.
You don't have to come all the way back to the office. It's just in the car over there.
Okay.
And don't forget, pick it up at the whole.
Which
the whole
car is
collection.
yours? There's only 3 down there.
The
so-
black one. Oh wait, they're
Oh,
all
wait,
black.
no.
The
Not the
third,
police car, I'm assuming.
no, the one right in front of the police car.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Actually.
Yes, I will
And he
make
kind of
sure.
squints his eyes. It's like,
I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. Okay, I'll be sure to come get those from you. Thank you so much for bringing them.
He kind of leans forward and he's like, I mean, he was murdered.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do they have any idea who yet? Have you heard anything?
Just was in the newspaper.
Which was not much. I mean, it was a little, but no, we still don't know who it was.
Well, I can only assume it's tied into those other murders. This happened in Harlem or whatever.
I mean, that's
Yes, by that man who's incarcerated.
Yeah.
And he just kind of, gives you the like.
He did go everywhere, and I mean, he was all over the place. Who knows who he met along the way as well? I mean, I surely don't know. I mean, what he had notes from all over the world.
That he did.
No idea who could have. I don't even know why anybody would have want him dead. I guess maybe he was onto something that they didn't want him to be onto.
I think so. Yes, I think he must have been onto something.
Yep.
And as you guys are wrapping up your conversation, you see a guy in a long gray coat, gray hat, kind of walk in and take his place by the graveside. Go ahead, Chad.
I was just going to say, in that couple of minutes since Carlton did not come at me, I would probably take a moment to, I'm sure Declan noticed the police car, but I would make sure I pointed out to the rest of them, and just have a brief, what is our story in case, they have our appearances from, desk guy, what happened? Why were we there? Why didn't we stay? Story
with the rest of your party. So like a sidebar. We're talking sidebar here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that we've sort of already talked about this, but I was just gonna have like a very quick come to Jesus.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I'm gonna go pee real quick. You guys do that, and I'll be right back. Just like in 1 second.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if he's just here because it's a funeral and he should obviously be here, but in the event that we do get accosted by this guy, what's the story? We went and we knocked and no one answered, or I mean, is that our excuse?
Yeah, because there's no evidence of us being inside of the room.
I mean, we can just say that. Yeah, we can say we knocked, no one answered, and it was unlocked. They're not going to be able to prove it. Fuck them.
And it was locked, so we did not enter. Or
no. Oh, I was going to say we did, because we. I mean, I think lying about being in the room will open us up maybe to things we don't.
If we entered, though, we would have seen him dead, and we didn't report it.
Yeah. That's my fear, right? Like, because a very reasonable line of questioning is, why didn't you tell us what you saw? Why didn't you not witness your friend?
As we walked through the front door after leaving.
I feel like we've done a very bad job of being surprised at what everyone's told us. Because we've not been surprised at any of the news about his death. We should have been very surprised if we hadn't already seen it. So I feel like if they've been paying attention, they're going to somehow be like, why are they not?
The only people we've talked to so far are people that we saw the day after it happened, when the newspaper article had already come out, right? So
yeah, but there's still a difference, in my opinion. There's a difference in our reaction versus like how cut up even the lawyer is, for example.
Well, and I don't know if anybody's actually going to talk to the guy at the desk, but when we left, we talked to the guy at the desk and told him that we heard gunshots and that's why we left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that we didn't go into the room. Like we made our way up there, the door was locked, and then
I think that, we told him that, and I think we say the same thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
we visited, he told us to meet him here, we knocked, we
Looked
decided
in the
to leave,
hallway,
we
yeah.
heard gunshots, and we left.
Yeah.
And we didn't report the gunshots.
Well, because,
Well, it
I
was
mean, the
chaos.
cops are already there,
Everybody
right?
was already there. Yeah.
I thought you
So,
said
like, I mean, it's
the
not
cops
a,
weren't
it's
there.
not
The
a
cops weren't there
bulletproof-
when we left the hotel.
They were coming.
They were
Well,
coming.
there
Yeah,
was
they weren't
chaos.
there,
I don't know
though.
if I don't know if the cops were there, but there was chaos going on
But-
about.
No, people. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with that, but the cops were definitely not on the premises. We were
I don't
hearing
think so.
sirens.
Yeah. They were not there yet.
I
I'm
thought they
fine.
were already in the lobby or something. Were they not?
No.
No, we did not
Okay.
pass cops.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Then we can just, we got spooked. We
Yeah.
heard gunshots. We, it sounded like the cops were already coming, so we were scared and we left.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bulletproof, but as long as it's a consistent story,
Yeah.
it's easier to.
I'm okay if that's the route we want to go. I think that we'll have to be very careful when we with what we say about anything. Like we can't talk. We can't talk about it at all. Basically, like we can't say
Well, and
shit.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not planning to talk to any of these people about it. This is in case we get accosted by the officer on leaving because we match the description of those people that the guy said
last
visited,
scene.
right? Like I just want to keep our story straight now in case that conversation.
Yeah,
forces
I'm
itself
fine with that. And I would imagine a follow-up is going to be like, you knew the guy, you got spooked, sure, but you knew him, you went up there, it was locked, or you heard gunshots, whatever we say, and then you didn't care enough about his welfare to wait for the cops and to check and to see and to, like, that's going to be, I would ask that immediately. Be like, well, you like this guy or you know him, why didn't you at least hang out? Why would you be scared? There are other people there. So I think at that point we can just plead like, we panicked, we didn't know.
We're trying to get shot.
Well, and on top of that, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that the gunshots came from that room. I mean, at the time, yes, but like we could have heard the gunshots, but then gone to the room. Like we heard them on the way up, and then
I think we
Searching
say that we
hallway.
knocked, we left, we heard gunshots,
On the
which
way out.
spooked us, and we just
went
kept
faster.
going.
Yeah.
Right, like we already heard sirens, so we knew somebody was coming to investigate.
Yeah.
We had no idea it was our friend, and I think that's the best we can
Yeah.
offer.
That's fine.
And,
Yeah. That we heard him when we were leaving because he didn't answer.
so I mean, again, obviously not. As long as we present a united front, I think it's more
And if they keep questioning us, we'll shoot
get the
them.
fuck out of town.
Yep.
Do you-
If they
do you
keep
know
questioning us,
any-
give me this symbol, and I'll do the symbol for stealing third base,
This
and I'll
one?
shoot them.
Do you? Yeah.
Or that one. That one too.
Iris, do you know any voodoo magic yet? Can you?
Oh yeah, I'll put a hex on them. I got a voodoo doll.
I put a spell on you.
You literally beat me to it. Love it.
There we go.
Wearing the wrong shirt.
All right.
I do.
So I think we've got the meta out of the way, and we are.
Yeah, sorry.
Ready.
I figured we had already had that conversation, but I just wanted to.
Yeah.
All right, the cops are here just in case. This is what we're saying. Okay, cool.
There is a guy right there that may come talk to us. Kind of
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
If we run away, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, sorry. Thank you.
So yeah, perfect. Let me take a sip of my hot tea here to preserve the vocals.
Where's that pinky? I can't see it.
Oh, sorry. I
There we
zoomed
go.
in today, and I'm kind of regretting it because you can't see my hands. But you can see my face much better. But that's not worth it.
The hand talking.
Because we can't see your hand.
Yeah, because my
Well,
hand,
no.
I accentuate more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you talk with your hands. Yeah, I get it. I do too. It's a body language thing.
What do you mean? I talk with my hands.
Yeah, like you can't do it down here. You gotta do it up here by your head. Down here, up here.
I just have to watch myself. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch a dead guy get put in the ground.
Yeah. All right. Dead guy in the ground. All right.
Let's watch it.
So we're using this term, and this is official now. The eulogizer
Love it.
is up there, and look, he shakes the hand of maybe Carlton next to him. Yeah, because he probably set it up, right? So he shakes hands, whispers something to Carlton, and he's like, and he gets everybody's attention. All 5, 6, 7, 8 of you that are in
Yeah.
attendance.
I was gonna say There's not many of us.
Yeah,
4 of us,
And
lawyer,
3.
Kensington, lawyer's niece.
Yep.
Is that it?
That's
7.
it. Sans the reporter lady that's
Yeah.
off on the
right.
road
Yeah, there's a
behind
reporter.
you,
There's a reporter
and
already.
the cop, assumingly that's not out of his car.
The cop that's observing from a distance.
Yeah.
And the reporter. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on.
We're all wrapped paying attention. He's still like
Yeah.
Give them a-
And I'm trying to get the music to play. It keeps stopping on mine. I don't know if it keeps stopping on you guys, and it must be a bandwidth thing today on their server side.
I honestly haven't heard
It's nothing
Syrinscape
for me too. Yeah.
at all at this point.
Yeah, it's a bandwidth thing. Today is a popular day for TTRPGs, it seems like. But with that said, the eulogizer says, "We gather today to lay rest a man who walked a difficult path, one who sought truths hidden from light. Jackson Elias was many things: a traveler, a seeker, a writer, and for those fortunate enough, a friend." And just kind of gives you a gaze, along the few people that are there. His journey took him far from safety and comfort, but he went willingly, pursuing a better understanding of the world. In that pursuit, he lived bravely. He pauses, allowing the wind to kind of like carry his words over the graveyard, and you see the snowdrifts softly coming down, touching you all's shoulders. In life, Jackson confronted the darkness, not to embrace it, but to shine a light on others. And while his journey has ended, the echoes of his deeds remain with us. Just as the snow covers the earth here, so too do our memories keep him close, though his steps are now stilled. The priest steps aside, allowing, open space for those to share their thoughts or whatever. And Jonah steps forward, and he kind of rubs himself, is trying to keep warm. And he's staring at the casket, and then he kind of speaks, a little rough but steady. He's kind of loud. Jackson, he was fearless, reckless maybe, but he never backed down from the truth, no matter how ugly it got. I kept waiting, half hoping, I guess, that he'd show up today, grinning like he always did, telling us how much he almost didn't make it. And you can see him like take his glasses off and wipe them with a handkerchief, and he's like shaking a little bit. Not this time. And he heartily finishes. And he kind of steps aside, and the Carlton, fidgeting, kind of speaks up as his eyes are flicking over the group. He believed in something. Not many do these days, but Jackson did, and it cost him. And the athletic young woman, Willa, next to him, kind of shifts. Her hands are in her pockets, and it's very clear she doesn't want to say anything. Her posture is very discomfortable, and she kind of glances towards you guys if anybody wants to say anything.
I step up and I embrace Jonah and pat him on the back. Jackson was one of a kind, and I think he'd probably tell us all a really dirty joke, and invite us to come out of the cold and share some memories. So gonna miss the bastard, but well, let's try to have a bit of a celebration in his honor. I think it's what he'd want. Get out of the way and go
I'm not saying anything.
shake hands with Lawyer Man, join the friends.
I'll say Mr. Jackson was a very dear friend and will be missed, but I keep it short.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He was a great author, great writer, and I don't know what we're gonna do without him.
Everyone looks at me again since everyone but me said something, and I just look and then look back and then look again, still not saying anything.
I only said something that nobody said. That he was a good writer.
I grab you by the shoulders and I pat you by the. You're right, Declan. He was a man's man, and there's not that many like him these days, and we're gonna miss him, right?
And as you're pivoting me away, I'm like, I didn't say that. And you're moving.
But that's when it's like, it's okay, Declan. You don't have to.
I pat you on the back as you interrupt. I'm like, yep. I know. It's hard.
The eulogizer. Let us commit Jackson Elias to the earth. May his soul find peace on whatever path awaits beyond this one, and we may carry forward this light in the moments we face in our own darkness. And he makes a simple sign of peace, whatever that means to you. And the casket goes down. Lowering mechanism. Snowflakes.
Is there the groundskeeper that actually took care of that, or do we need to step up and...
You step forward and take care of it because the groundskeepers didn't show up because of the snowstorm. They weren't able to make
Sure.
it.
That's right. I dragged Declan up front.
Yep. And nods go around, and the eulogizer, shakes Carlton Ramsey's hand again, gives him a little pat, and then walks off towards the chapel. And you're left there in this weird, awkward silence of these people who knew this guy but didn't know each other. What are we doing here? We made it, but now what?
How many of those daisies are there?
A bushel. More than 12, less than 24.
I go and ensure that everyone gets one, and pin mine on my lapel.
I'll ask Willa if she brought the flowers. They're very nice.
How did you know? Yes, I did. Thank you for noticing.
Daisies are a good taste.
And she kind of hits, playfully smacks Carlton on the shoulder, and she's like, I told you they were worth it.
Yeah.
Now that things have settled down, he's leaving. If I look back out, do I see anyone else, or do we still seem to have our moment of just this little group?
Roll me a spot hidden.
Okay. $39.
Hey, you got a 39. Perfect.
I know.
No, you don't see anybody else even in the whole graveyard besides the 8 of you, the reporter, and the car of the cop. And even the eulogizer is left now.
Yeah. Is the reporter just kind of hanging out on the edge still?
Yeah, just kind of observing. Doesn't even seem to be taking notes. Just kind of leaning against the hood of the car, kind of watching. That's it. Yeah.
I'll take a minute and kind of talk to everybody and see a little small talk with Jonah, see if Carlton ever interjects anything.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, so you're talking to Jonah, and Carlton's like, Carlton, didn't meet you before. I met...
pleasure, Carlton. Vincent.
Nice to see you in person.
I guess someone mentioned you're a lawyer. It's been taking care of Elias for a while.
Yes, good friends. Good friends. It's good to see other good friends here and now.
Certainly, it's
yeah.
Great man, but he always needed those friends to help take care of him, didn't he?
He did. Maybe he should have took a few of us along with him. Maybe. Who am I kidding? We wouldn't have been able to keep up.
It's true. It's a tough task keeping up with that man. Just wish he'd, I don't know, invited us here a bit sooner somehow. Maybe things would be different.
Yeah, he, I told Declan over there that you guys need to come by the office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that. When had you last seen?
The day before his murder.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I know Jonah mentioned some traveling he'd been doing. Did he rope you into any of that conversation?
No, not so much. No, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I'm sure we can come by. Yeah. Be happy to.
We need to know when. We need to know where. We need to know when.
Well, I think he had just told Declan
Yeah.
he could come by afterwards, right?
124th Street, Lenox Avenue, Harlem, New York.
There it is.
Know the area. Know the area well. I'll. Yes, we'll. Are you headed there after, or what's?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Just if you don't mind, just coming on by, and I was hoping I didn't have to chase you all down, and here you are. So I'm glad you showed up, and me and Willa don't have to chase you down, and everything will be put into order as it should be.
Sure, I'm glad it worked out.
Willa, let's head back and get the paperwork in order, okay? All right, I've already done it. I already told you, and you can see them like they're yapping as they're headed back to their car.
I'll say bye, Willa. Nice to meet you. Because I'll say I'll introduce myself. So while they were talking, we were just
Sure,
kind
yeah,
of
absolutely.
chit-chatting.
I'll see you in a few.
Any just a general vibe check on my man? Anything seem odd, unusual, out of place, or
On
just,
Carlton himself?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just a dude
Psychology.
that's upset. Okay.
Oh, yeah, psychology.
40.
He's upset, and he's obviously nervous and upset. You don't know what the cause of that is, but perhaps maybe after talking to him somewhere not in the open, maybe you'll know more.
Sure. Well, I will. I'm going to encourage us to go ahead and try to just taxi over there, unless we get accosted.
We have to go by Jonah's car and get the collection of books before we go there.
Yep.
I imagine
So-
we paid. I imagine Abigail paid our taxi driver to wait a bit here for us. Don't have to.
Roll me a luck check. Who's got the lowest luck here?
I don't know.
Abigail. Does she
She'll,
leave? Vincent, you can roll.
yeah.
You got 58. You got the lowest.
12.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so it's idling back there behind the cop car, waiting.
Gonna be an expensive taxi.
yeah.
It's gonna be like 48 cents.
It's good. Hey, I'm waiting over here.
Wait, no way. Yeah, nah. Well, as I said, Abigail paid the man handsomely.
Sure, yeah.
To cover his costs of waiting
Whatever.
with the engine chugging.
What's $20? It's fine.
Oh, Jesus.
My God, woman!
We should just buy our own car.
How much is it gonna?
Jesus, yeah, don't go.
Money
don't
flies
go
out of her
running that
jacket as she
money
walks down
around.
the
Damn.
street. Okay. Yeah, so Jonah, you guys go over to Jonah's car. You pass the reporter on the way, and you can see her just getting in the car as you guys are headed that
I'm not
way.
intentionally snubbing her, but I'm not going out of my way to talk to her.
And
Like,
she's not encroaching, right? So
Yeah.
very respectful in both
and-
ways, yeah.
Yeah, Vincent was playing that very intentionally. Like I'm not ignoring her, but I'm not going to talk to her myself.
Mhm.
If she wants to talk to me, she can.
In fact,
That's how he was approaching that conversation.
as she's getting in the car and she gets in the car, everyone roll me a spot hidden.
Very well. These dice have been hot. It's about time for them to fall apart.
Declan,
There it is,
67.
a
Iris,
90.
54. 90. Can Abigail do it? Abigail, 46. No one notices.
We all die.
Notices what?
Whatever
The man
was
with
hidden.
the machine gun
wouldn't you
pops out
like
of the
to
top,
know?
and we all die.
I could spend 15 luck, but
I could spend all of my luck and probably still not get it.
So. Okay. So he gets in the car, puts away as you guys arrive
Oh,
at
you would.
Jonah
Sorry.
Kensington's car. He's there. Yes, the collection. Here we go. And he kind of opens the door and runs through there, and he hands you a stack of books. Yay high, which you can't see on the camera right now, but yeah, yay high, yeah. Stack of books. And you already know the selection. You've already know what he's written. Maybe
Yeah.
you haven't collected it himself, but he's like, these are signed. So hang on to them, and yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you very much.
no. Sorry,
Yeah,
what'd you
thanks.
say, Michelle?
I was saying thank you very much.
Yeah. And I said, I can't thank you enough. It's amazing.
You're a real mensch, you know?
Shucks. All right. Well,
And
don't be strangers, okay? Don't be strangers.
Let's do that. We do that.
Do you ever want to write a book?
You know who to come to.
That's right. That's right. I'm sure you'll. While you may not be as interesting as Elias, I'm sure you all are interesting in your own right, and perhaps you will want to write about it someday.
Yeah, I'll try to get this one to write a book, and I'll kind of push towards Iris.
His eyebrow raises, like, huh, I'm sure that would be interesting.
we'll see.
All right. He kind of swings his butt in the car. Till next time.
Thanks, John.
I can't wave. I'm holding books.
Yeah. You like casually try to do the chin thing, and the books are like moving.
Give him a
forward.
hearty handshake, you know.
There you go.
Nice job. Speak soon.
Yeah, and so you guys make your way to your car, and you can see there's a large male cop sitting in
Behind
the car there.
us.
Yeah, behind you guys, essentially, like the car behind that, just kind of watching. And you can just see his eyes just kind of like watch you guys walking as you walk by. And if no one does anything, that's fine. I'm just letting you know that that's what he's doing as you guys walk by.
I'll do a
I mean, he just gets the most like, "Hi, how you doing?" look. I don't say anything to him, but if he's
Yeah.
looking at me, I give him that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't say anything. Just walk to the taxi.
I think that's the most casual I can act. You don't look away from the cop, you know. Like,
No, you have to look. It's
I
like,
make eye contact and I give him the.
don't let teacher call on me. Don't let teacher call on me. I'm gonna look
Yeah.
at him.
Like, but I know how to do that naturally, so I
Right,
do.
naturally.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys walk by, get in your taxi.
Off to Carlson's.
Yep,
Carlson's.
To the lawyers.
And cue
With it?
music. And you guys go to lawyer.
All right, Adam West.
Yeah, right. Cool. So let's see here.
And as we get there, the taxi driver's like, "So, gonna pay me, and I'll wait for another 6 hours."
Yeah.
I
Hey,
gotta
lady,
start
you want me
saving-
to
I
wait
got-
again?
I gotta start saving for Christmas for the kids. I got 9 kids.
You got
Everyone
another
talks
funeral
like
to
this.
go to? I love it. Love it.
No, now that we're not at a cemetery, we can let the cab go. We can get another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we can get. There's more than one cab in New York, thankfully.
Just a couple.
Even in the snow, there's more than one cab.
Yeah.
It was worth it though. His seats were warm. He was ready to go. It was worth it. This was worth it.
So what kind of is it? Just a is it like a high-rise style? Not like Empire State Building,
Yep.
but like a high-rise style with multiple offices, or is it like a squat,
Nah.
like one of those little?
Squat thing. It's like part of it. It looks like someone had converted some small residence that was at the bottom of something into this office, essentially. It's in Harlem.
I would say we are in Harlem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I don't think much is over 5 or so stories in there. Just pulling out of my head.
Well,
We
no,
did-
that's what I was imagining in
Yeah.
my head. That's what when I said high-rise, that's why I clarified. I didn't mean. I probably shouldn't
Yeah.
use that word, but it's not like it's not one of those corner like stores like a bodega kind of thing. It is multiple floors with other stuff in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, in 1925, we didn't have our classic New York skyline quite yet.
Mhm.
Yep.
But yeah, so you guys arrive, and before I take away agency, anybody do anything before you guys go in?
I just kind of touch base with Declan because I know that we both talked to the guy and haven't really had a chance to talk about it. I don't think there's really any great revelations, but I compare notes, so to speak.
Yeah, Willa is lying.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that she either knows more than Carlton does, or for some reason, I feel like the power dynamic skewed. I mean, she's his legal assistant, but seemed more in control of the conversation than he did, at least when we talked. So I would keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she did certainly appear to be related. I mean, it could be part of it,
Could be.
but it's good to know. We'll keep an eye. Or
I'll be oblivious and be like, oh, I liked her. She was nice.
You're
great taste in flowers.
You're a much
Yeah,
nicer
great.
person, much nicer person than me. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
Same.
I open the door and hold it, gesture inside.
You
Well,
guys
thank you, sir.
walk inside. A very leathery cigar and whiskey smelling building. As you guys walk in there, very
Smells like
night,
a lot.
very night floorsy. For those who know.
I was about to
Um,
say, is there a Norwegian Swedish guy or Norwegian Danish guy
No.
like running through the lobby
No.
with a crown on his head?
No, absolutely not.
the first porn book I see, I'm out.
You're right. Yeah. Right. But you guys walk in. The office is small, decorated, neatly kept.
Sorry, that's sort of an in joke, if you will.
it is relevant and an inside joke. Ramsey, have a seat. Then he's already got like some 4 leather cushiony chairs that don't belong in front of a desk. And he's got.
Are they like really old and like the padding's like
That is
deteriorated, though?
100% what I have got in my head. Yes, with like the armrest has that little oval section of like leathery padding that doesn't really do anything other than just exist. Yeah, exactly.
Anything? Again, just on like a vibe check front. Anything weird as we come into this place, other than the fact that it's just like old, fancy.
No, and Iris hasn't hit your shoulder or anything about that. Like it's an old building in Harlem.
Yeah, I mean, it all
Yeah.
sounded within norms, but I am keeping an eye out.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, you guys are the ones that are sticking out.
We always do.
Yeah.
Carlton, seat. Willow, where did I put that? Oh, yes. He got some bootleg whiskey, and he just like gets like some glasses and puts 5 glasses, and he kind of looks at Willow for a second, 5 glasses, and then pours the whiskey out for you guys. Gives you a good old half glass, definitely more than a 2 fingers pour.
It's clearly like an old reused Dr. Pepper bottle that's just like
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Definitely weird color. But anyway, pours it all out for you guys and
Way too dark.
raises
No
the glass. Like,
I cheers him and down it in one swallow and tap the table.
yeah.
I kind of knew that, like.
I wait to see
spin the
somebody else
sifter
drink
thing,
first.
like.
It's okay. I'm the poison. I'm the king's poison tester. I down the whole thing and put my glass on
There
the
you
table.
go.
Excellent. We always gotta have one.
Mhm.
Is it? Does it smell like absolute dog shit whiskey, or is this like actually he has good stuff?
It smells like the shittiest shit, but hey.
Look, some of them
I-
smell like rubbing alcohol, and some of them don't. That's
I
what
look at you while you're smelling it after I've already drank it. I'll be like, it's gasoline. Accidentally drank gasoline in France, so it's gasoline.
As
Yes,
you say
it's
that, you
gasoline.
kind of like do like a as you finish your sentence.
Mhm.
As you said, well, cheers.
And
I had to get a good sniff to know whether I needed to sip or.
Carlton is just like takes a little sip and sets it down. Like, he's clearly not used to it, but it knows that it's required in this situation.
Oh no, I'll make sure. Thanks. No, this was. Yeah, I've had a lot worse. I appreciate it.
Of course we can all use it. I'm glad you guys came by here.
Those drinks.
Elias had come by, as I was saying, the day before his death, and he updated his will the day before. And he didn't say anything explicitly. But I believe that he seemed to be in fear for his life and wanted to make sure all of his affairs were in order should the worst happen. Which is not like him, and but nonetheless, he got it done and he got it completed. So thank you for coming, as it doesn't involve you all and myself.
As it does or doesn't?
Does involve you all and myself. You know. Elias, and he kind of takes another larger sip of his whiskey, or whiskey, quote unquote, and sets it back down. And Elias has given full power of attorney to me, and I had complete authority to liquidate his assets, which, if we're being honest, wasn't asset-wise. There was not much to liquidate. He had already done most of that, since you know him. He lives on the go, except
in the moment.
Right, except for his one hotel room, which there's nothing to be done there. I was instructed to use what assets he had set aside, everything essentially, and manage a fund. Elias had requested that you all, or anybody else, friends of his who attended his funeral, would please, at the exclusion of our other friend there that works in the publishing company, to use these funds to continue his investigation of the Carlisle expedition. Are you familiar with the Carlisle expedition? I assume you all are, if you're friends of Jackson Elias. Yeah, so
More so recently, yes.
yes, he was keen on that. I don't know all the details myself, but this is I'm reading the will here, and it says they attend the reading, make use of this fund to continue the investigation of the Carlisle expedition. I am authorized to make disbursements from this fund to pay for travel, accommodation, living costs, equipment purchases, legal bills, medical expenses. You know, what have it, as long as you acquire, obviously, the necessary receipts and send them to me in a timely fashion. I can make sure.
I chime in. Receipts? Is he gonna audit us?
Or like if you make a purchase on your own and you would like it refunded via this disbursement, yes, I would have to have a receipt. Otherwise, you could ask me for the money.
I just kind of stare. I'm kind of confused if he's this is some dry joke. I'm just kind of staring at him for a second, but he doesn't laugh. So
He's
I'm
not
like,
laughing. Yeah.
okay, we'll keep the receipts.
Thank you. It does make the legal side much easier, as I am the executor of this fund. I'm also to act as the central point of contact for all of you. Were you to split up, please feel free to contact me, to contact whoever else among you guys. I also have this little black book that I am to keep to myself. However, I can assist with recruitment if I need to hire or reach out for help for other people with special skills if any of you are unable to continue.
Like if we die, you have a backup of people.
That would be one way, yes. Or if you decide that this is no longer for you and you find the love of your life, or whatever it may be, and I could find someone else, hopefully. If you do not know of someone yourself that could replace you in this investigation of the Carlisle expedition.
Let's keep that little book put away.
Yeah, I look back to the party to everybody. I'm just like, the vibes I got off Jackson and Peru. I'm thinking I was justified. Keep going, please. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I reach over and pour myself some more of the gasoline whiskey as he's talking. And...
I feel like you just take the bottle. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be nice enough to pour some if anyone else wants it. I'll just be quiet so I don't interrupt him too much.
After I hear you glugging on it for a moment, I kind of give you the soft elbow and hold my glass over.
Yes. Let's see. I'm in Central Point. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, he visited me last week. He also left this note, and it's in an envelope, obviously, to be read on the event of his death, which strikes me as fascinating that he did this just 2 days ago, and here he is, gone today.
I would say here today, gone tomorrow.
That's right, they do say that. All right. So if you go to Carlisle Handouts America, Carlisle Papers America 10, Elias's 10! Final note.
Hey, I'm missing 7 still.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll read it.
We're still missing number 7.
I'll read
Greetings from beyond the grave.
Oh, do you want to read it? Or I don't mind to read it in his voice, so.
No, you should read it in his voice. Please.
Greetings from beyond the grave. By now, you know that that all I've really left you is a whole heap of trouble. If I were still around to have an opinion on the matter, I would understand if you decided to walk away from it all. Hell, if I'm dead right now, that's a good indication that I should have done the same damn thing. But you know me too well. And I know you too well. If you were the kind of person who always did the sensible thing, we wouldn't be such good friends. You have been there when I needed you in the past, and I hope you will be there again. Even if it is too late to save me. I've been pulling threads all over the world, and while most of them are still unraveling, I think I'm onto something big. Carlton and Jonah can fill in some of the details for you. I've left some of my papers and notes with them, which should help you work out which hornet's nest you need to poke next. I trust you to bring my killers to justice. Of course, I'm assuming I was murdered. It will be just plain embarrassing if I was run over by a trolley car. Follow my investigation to its bloody end. Seek out the truth. I'm not asking you to finish my book. None of you can write worth a damn. Your friend always, Jackson.
Fabulous. He's
Yeah, that was good.
He's not wrong.
After the well, you know, I mean, he is kind of asking that.
Yeah.
It's not in so much words, you know. I'm just saying.
I guess in a way. Follow my investigation to its bloody end and seek out the truth.
Yeah.
Elias, clarion call to you all.
For him to write that, he must have known he was going to get killed.
And
So-
now, go ahead.
One of these notes or letters, something, he was like, something unhinged was going, like,
Mhm.
right?
I
There was
think-
like an unhinged note in there somewhere of him like writing really
Yeah.
weird shit.
yeah,
Number 13.
Jonah had all this information that
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
already have gathered from Jonah. The gal's hide.
The books are in Carlisle's safe. I know I noted that in my last journal, so
Was it the
Number 13.
Elias's London notes,
London notes? Yep.
many
Number 13.
names,
Yeah.
many
Many
forms,
but all the same and towards one end.
need help, too
Too
big,
big.
too ghastly. These
Dreams.
Dreams like Carlisle's.
Scroll
Sorry,
down.
it's in
Oh,
actual
sorry.
words in here.
Oh, you've got the real.
Yeah.
I'm translating the hieroglyphics over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like me to read it?
Oh, she's got it.
Okay.
Check.
I was only a split second behind.
No,
it.
you're good. You got it, man.
Dreams like Carlisle's. Check the psychoanalyst files. All of them survive. They'll open the gate. Why? So the power and the danger is real. Many threads beginning. The books are in Carlisle's safe. Coming for me. Will the ocean protect? Ho ho no, quitters now. Must sell and make readers believe. Should I scream for them? Let's scream together. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
was there a
So-
boat in that picture of from Shanghai?
There was, but you also know he's been traveling on boats around the world following this
Okay.
Carlisle expedition.
The ocean protect.
Well,
like he-
and presumably, like as best we can tell, it sounds like he's been to London. Do
Yep.
we know of him going to Africa, or did he go from London to Shanghai? Best we can tell.
No, you know he
I
went.
don't
To,
remember-
you know he went to Africa as well because it describes on number 12, Carlisle People's number 12, Nairobi notes. He specifically
interviewed.
there.
Sorry, I couldn't remember
Yeah.
for sure if there was anything specific. But yeah, I remember that because he interviewed like that captain,
Yeah,
lieutenant, whomever,
He went
right?
to the thing and he's like, "Hey, there was no white folks killed here.
right.
they're all still alive.
There,
So it appears that he has gone to London, Africa, and then Shanghai. And Shanghai is where he said he saw whomever, right? There was another note about that, right? I saw somebody and then like he ran away or whatever.
yeah,
There was another note about that.
you're right. You're right. I can't point to the exact handout, but you're right.
Okay. I keep having to skip a page or three. Yeah, that's this
he ran to
printed one,
nails.
step 5 of the notes. No, he ran into somebody at the Victoria Bar in Nairobi, but that one doesn't explain anything.
Jack Brady alive in Hong Kong.
There you go. That's it. What note? What handout is that?
12. It's in that same
Oh,
paragraph.
perfect. Okay. So you're right. I just didn't want you to lose that thread because that is relevant.
That guy he saw in Africa
Yeah.
said so and so. Okay, so we don't have any direct evidence that Elias has been to Shanghai then.
I guess
No.
not.
Okay.
Other
Well, we got
than
the
the
matchbook.
stuff you found in his apartment, aka
Yeah,
the
that's right.
He did
matchbook.
seemingly have, which technically he could have been given by the guy in Africa.
Technically, could have been maybe. Yeah.
Like if the guy said, "I saw him at this bar," like that's, well. So knowing all that, Mr. Carlton, we're piecing together bits from notes here. Did he give you any specifics of what he's been doing. He's a writer. Sometimes these things aren't spelled out as clearly as one might like on this investigative notes front. Did he
specifics,
get into anything with you?
Unfortunately, no. I think he left most of that information with Jonah, and if I'm correct, you've already gathered that information from Jonah. He did say that he would stop by.
Yes. Yeah. I just wondered if he had told you anything else.
Yeah, he talked at the funeral, and he said you had already gathered it. So,
well, I just didn't know if you had anything additional to share.
It's tangential, but Elias did go back and gather some of that gold from the pyramid, and
Really?
he did something about not the. He said not to worry about it. It wasn't what you think.
Sounds like what someone would say when they want us not to think what they really thought, because it's what they were thinking, not what they didn't want us to think they thought.
But
Did based on the way he said that, did Jackson tell him it wasn't what he thought, or was
no,
he
to tell
telling
you,
us?
yeah, to tell you it's not what you think, not him. He doesn't know what that means.
Huh.
But he did. What?
He said he went back to Peru.
He did.
And got some of the gold.
He went back to Peru and got some of the gold that was in. Talking about some kind of side room. I don't really know what that means, but some kind
Based
of
on
valuables.
that. Okay. Huh.
Based on that, you would assume he didn't ruin the ward that you guys restored,
Right.
and he took the valuables that were stored up in that inside of,
I mean, I'm not gonna go back, so if he ruined it, he ruined it, I guess.
where we fought the Karasiri
right.
that were in the
Yeah.
In the tomb.
Yep.
okay.
Um,
I don't remember being anything of note in there, but I'm sure Jackson found it. So, all right.
That being said, the reason I bring that up is because I wanted you all to know that the total value of his assets that are under my control are a little over $50,000 for you to use there. So,
All right.
keep that in mind.
All the hospital visits that we can.
It's like $1 million. It's about $900,000 roughly.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
Yep.
This is a lot of money.
I hear there's a new thing called a plastic surgeon, and they'll cut your skin open and reform it. You should go talk to them.
That sounds awful.
I'm kidding.
I find that your look is very characterizing.
I mean, my wife hasn't left me, so.
It's also very intimidating, which can be helpful. Elbow.
Yeah.
He finishes his drink and puts the glass down, and it's like, please, here, I'll take my card and keep in touch as you need me.
Well,
I'm assuming. I guess I got put the cart before the horse here. I'm assuming you all are okay with this endeavor, and if not, please let me know, and I will find someone else to help Jackson's last thing.
Yeah,
we're
we're
mentioning an adventure.
we're
That's
down.
why we're here. So I guess it's up to us this time.
We must do it for him.
Thank you.
I imagine we'll be in touch.
Absolutely, and don't forget me. I'm a part of this team as much as you, kind of.
Mr. Carlton, I don't think it. Obviously, there's some manner of danger here, so please be careful. And
Yes, and you can see, and he kind of like holds his hand up. He's like, I have been under some pressure, as you can imagine.
Well, look, if that black book, that little black book of yours, contains any other friends of Jackson's that might be able to help keep you safe so that we can close this out, I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, all right?
Okay.
I don't mean to spook you further, but it seems like a potential valuable use of those contacts, if they exist, to help.
If you all are in agreement with that, how much of this money would you be willing to disperse for something like that? And you could see his, like, he gets a little bit excited about that, like, you know, because he would have some protection, possibly.
Look, I'm not saying you need to spend a great deal. I'm assuming this is a contact book of Jackson's contacts, right?
It is. Yeah, yes.
Surely there's a reasonable fee that could be paid to someone to set them up and just sort of keep you and Willa as safe as possible. I'm not saying you should spend every penny of this on turning this place into some blasted fort, but
shoot, they may even do it for a favor if they know what's happened.
Well, but if they're the kind of friends of Jackson's that we are, I think they would do it for
a low
reasonable accommodation.
The low price of keeping us alive, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to get their attention a little bit while he's like looking at Vincent. I don't want to waste money on this guy. Like, I don't hate him or anything, but like, I don't really care.
Lose this guy, we lose access to $50,000.
Yeah, he is the lawyer and the, what did he say?
Executor. Yep.
I mean, so meta for a little while. If he just hires a permanent bodyguard, that's going to drain a lot of our money. It's not going to be cheap to have someone watching this dude. And he's obviously so scared that if you tell him to do it, he's going to overreact and he's going to spend a lot of money. Like, I'm reading the room with how this guy's acting. He's not going to reasonably make an amount. He's not going to know what to do. And I feel like the people he's going to hire will probably take advantage of that too.
Are we able to get the money without him, or do we just say screw it? And
I'm not saying kill the guy. I don't want him to die. I'm just saying that I don't think he's obviously paranoid, and I don't think from how he's reacting so far, playing into that paranoia is a good idea.
Can I mean, in our many conversations in Peru, is there a name of someone that I could suggest from Jackson's past of like, is the contact information for such and such in there? Like somebody that Jackson talked about a lot that I would think might be capable and willing, like.
Yes, but you have to make a character.
Okay.
Yes, so that person.
Okay. just a name that I would suggest that I would think, based on, you know, Jackson's comments a few years back, would probably be willing to hang around and make sure that at least if someone comes to kill this asshole, it's not super easy.
All right, Michelle, first name of this person?
First name?
Yep.
Tony.
And last name, next person? Anybody?
Igliobi.
Okay. Tony Igliobi. That's who it is.
That Italian asshole that they talked about in Peru.
I always thought they were going to say Tony Pepperoni, but it's fine.
No, I like Igliobi.
See, I was going to go like Scottish or Irish.
No, Tony Igliobi is the first guy. So,
all right.
So I can reach out to Tony.
Look, sure. I don't think we need to spend a lot of money on this effort, but look, you know, you keep a little of that Dr. Pepper around, if I remember. You know, maybe some slightly above bottom barrel tobacco around, and I think he'd be willing to hang out. I think he's from Hell's Kitchen, anyways. I'm sure you can get in touch with him.
Yeah, I think.
Our little Sicily, of course, the Italian neighborhood.
Right. Right. Sure. I will. I'll look for it. I'll see if I can get in touch with him.
All right. Done.
I don't want my banker to be stabbed in the face the next time I show up at the bank. Is all
The
I'm
next
I'm
time you
getting
come
at
visit,
here.
his
Declan.
office is just going to be this Italian guy with a bunch of pizza all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, when we are headed back, I'm telling Declan, I just don't want to wind up and come back tomorrow to get some money and this guy's got a fucking oval in his forehead.
Oh,
So
true.
I mean, in character, in all seriousness, like if we think this is a danger, we should take this guy. We should try to keep this guy closer to us because hiring someone to defend.
Are you guys in the office still, or do you want to say you guys are headed
Oh, I
back
thought
to the...
if he said when we walked out. So
yes,
I,
I
thought we
was saying that
Yes.
I say that to him after. I don't really think I have anything else to add to
Okay.
the conversation, but we can close it out if there's.
If I have nothing else to add. If you guys are all fine, we can say you guys left. Nodders.
Yep.
Nodders.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So yeah, you guys left. And now you can please continue.
I tell him that we'll be back in touch soon.
Yeah, maybe we come check on him at some point.
Well, yeah, so
whenever
I guess the
come.
point, like, it feels like we're saying two slightly different things. So we're saying this guy, we can't get the money without him. We want him to hire people. That's not enough. Like, truly, like, if you think about this, like, take yourself out for a second and think about it. If this guy is the only way to get any of this, he is too important to be left alone. I'm being serious. Like, hiring one dude to protect
which
him
is
won't
why
be
I
enough.
wanted to bring in that guy that Jackson mentioned that time.
But I'm saying we need a backup plan because that guy will get killed. Like, truly, like we'll be fucked without him. So like he needs to either somehow come with us everywhere we go, which he won't want to do, or like
I don't think he's willing or able.
then we have to find a way, even if he's not really keen to help us, we need to be thinking about it before it becomes an issue. We need to find a way to be able to get the money without him. We need to assume he's going to die and try to find a loophole. And I think if we ask him, he may get maybe her. Yeah. And I don't want him to, like, genuinely, I don't want anything to happen to him. And I think having the guard is a good idea. But the people that came after Jackson, that one guy or two guys or three guys, it may not make a difference. And if we're cut off, we're cut off. So we need a backup plan legally, like, to be able to get to what he has and keep going so he can finish this.
I mean, short of hiring a whole cadre of dudes to protect him, I got nothing.
I mean, we didn't expect this money beforehand, so.
Right, but I don't know. So we definitely need it to finance what we're going to do, unless y'all are going to bankroll. Like,
Abigail, what do you think about this
I can't
conversation?
bankroll it.
I mean, what were we going to do before we found out about all this money?
I don't know.
We weren't.
I mean,
But we weren't going to do anything because we didn't know to continue Jackson's mission until we didn't
we
formally
already
know.
knew that he invited us here for it. I just
Yeah, but we didn't know details either. So, like, yeah, we didn't know about the money, but we didn't know these details either. So if he hadn't, I mean, conceptually, if all we got was a finish my mission, like, officially, here's what I want you to do, and not a bankroll, I mean, we wouldn't have been able to do very much. It would have been up to whatever Abigail or Iris or whoever else can bank. Like, the money was a bonus, but I'm not saying overthink it. I'm just saying that the guy, it seems like we're belaboring the point that if the guy dies, we're fucked. So we just need.
I understand what you're saying. This was just this was a minor insurance policy. Was all I was shooting for. I'm not expecting it to be foolproof, but it seemed better than leaving this old man and his athletic, but otherwise probably unable to.
Can we bring him to the hotel with us? Would he go stay in a hotel instead of wherever he lives? Like, in our hotel?
I mean,
maybe. I don't know.
Look, at this point, we don't know what this cult presence here is. We don't know. I mean, I have a link to it of sorts, but not a understanding of their involvement or their ability to get in touch with anyone other than Jackson. Hopefully, if we can keep this I'm not planning to go to that reporter and tell her that we're going to find the members of the Carlisle expedition who are hiding out in a safe house in Shanghai. Hopefully this will stay somewhat quiet and it won't be too much of a problem. I'm just, if that hit squad shows up here tomorrow, at least someone will be here to put a fucking bullet hole in somebody, perhaps, is the hope, right?
Kind of like what we walked into.
Right. I don't want to walk to see two people strapped to chairs the next time we come to see Carlton. That was my only thought. I don't expect it to be foolproof. I don't expect it to be perfect. I don't expect it to be permanent. But it seemed better than leaving it to fate.
Word.
But I understand what you're saying. But I also don't know that. I don't know that there is an answer. Honestly, again, short of liquidating the fund to just pay a small army of Italian men to hang out here.
I think if something happens, we just have to bully him into giving us full access to all the money and making him come with us, and we just deal with it that way. I think he'll be so terrified. I think he'd be so terrified at that point that he'd do it, and if he doesn't do it, we'll just have to make him do it.
It's a viable strategy if it comes to it. Let's hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Mr. Carton. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Is he sitting there just wide-eyed, shaking?
We'll make him do it.
Now he's just a complete.
I kid.
You take the gun out of his mouth. I'm just kidding.
That's not fun, is it? We don't want to do that anymore.
Jesus. No, but you guys are back at your hotel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for y'all?
I mean, I think that's the question, right? We know of 3 locations-ish, and we need to figure out what thread we're going to pull on, or what threads.
Mm-hmm. Think about them threads.
I don't know what are close to the end.
Yeah.
This book in the safe. On the one hand, going from New York to London is a logical start to this whole process. If we're having to travel to the others, I don't know how many international flights in 19 whatever the fuck.
Are you talking
be a boat?
Yeah, you'd be a boat. But if you're talking about the the Carlisle safe, is that what you're talking about?
I thought I said the
She lives in New York.
Oh.
Yeah, they're both from New York.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was their Egyptologist.
That was their first stop. It was London when they picked up the Egyptologist. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so there is a connection to the whole thing here beyond Emerson and his.
Erica Carlisle. She came up in those last 3 articles. She went over there.
Right. I thought they were all in London for some reason. Okay.
No.
I got you.
You have Erica. You have Arthur.
We have the Penhew Foundation, Edward Cavacan, director.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Arthur was the one that was the London-based Egyptologist, wasn't he? Do I have that right?
I don't know. Do you have it in the notes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's in a note somewhere. That's why I'm asking. The one thing that I was thinking earlier, and I don't at all know the answer to, is this note of check that psychoanalyst's files.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else that references this particular tidbit? Because that seemed a very specific directive that I had no idea what to do with.
I think you might. Let me check.
That's what I'm asking, because I don't.
Let me
I
check.
don't recall.
I'm gonna look through something. It's in.
Yeah.
It's on the board if it is. So.
Okay. Well, if Do you want to?
Yeah.
The board while I...
Carlisle Papers, the expedition number 5.
Mm.
Dr. Robert Houston, a fashionable Freudian psychologist, accompanies the expedition to Peru, parallel researches into ancient pictographs.
Wait. Not Carlisle People's America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, expedition number 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Were we able to contact the Penhew Foundation?
Never called him. It was too late.
Like, there's... Okay. But there was no number on the card. There was just an
True.
address. I didn't know if
Sir
we
Aubrey
were
Penhew.
able to look them up or
You could try.
if that's a possible thing.
Absolutely could
I
try.
mean, it's worth looking at.
Remember, less things are like, written down and disseminated between everybody in 1925, but it's possible.
I mean, I'm down starting with whatever. I mean, I think like starting with calling the foundation's fine. We can start with Erica. I think her first name, Eric Carlisle. She's here.
Mm-hmm. Think about strategies upon that. I mean, she's a very, very rich person that probably has protection. Probably doesn't take kindly to people just showing up. You would imagine Abigail maybe have more of the expertise on how to handle this situation, but.
Yeah, I would think that we could have Abigail and Iris, Abigail taking the lead, and maybe because Iris, I feel like Iris can blend in the same with her, and then Vincent and I can be the same kind of thing, be protection detail for sure. Like that's easy for us, and if they can get in as socialites or whatever in her circle to get close to her.
Sprucing up, but maybe our shopping trip spruced me up a little bit.
And you also need to think about the angle you're going to go in. Like, is this like I just want to find out information from Erica, or do I want this to be a cover for a covert operation to go lockpick her safe and steal everything, kind of deal.
Oh, definitely that one. I want to be Ethan Hunt.
So Emerson Imports
mm-hmm.
and that name written on the card, specifically in Jackson's handwriting.
Yep. Silas Nakwane.
We have no other connections to that. That's one of the things that was at Jackson's apartment, and that is it.
Yeah. So you are assuming that. Yeah, I guess you can't assume anything. You don't know why he wrote that on the back of Emerson.
I mean, I have a reason to connect Emerson to the cult, but other than literally just a link, that's all we have on that front.
And if, this is 1925. If you have a business card, it's not because you found it at a bar. It's because you went to and talked to the person and got their card.
Right.
So you could probably assume that Elias had talked to Arthur Emerson and got this name.
That is fair. Yeah.
Listen, Declan, to Mr. Emerson.
What am I muscling?
Hey. Okay.
So lots to think about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe chat amongst yourselves about a plan for until we start again. I'll try to add a few more things. I don't think I have much to add here though, because we just did a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess I didn't. I didn't connect how many of these were New York socialites to it initially. So.
And you can't leave New York until you figure out who killed him. You can't just go off to England and wherever. London?
We can?
You can.
Yeah.
You could.
Technically.
You could. Absolutely 100% could. Whatever you want to do, you can do.
Well, so we have a psychoanalyst files to try to find. We have a name on that guy. I mean, so if he is a New York-based Freudian psychologist,
I don't think we have made that connection. I don't.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if he's New York-based, other than the fact that we know his name and we know he's a Freudian psychologist, my time as, New York, NYU college aspect of time, like, is it a name I've come across? Is he prominent enough for that?
Let's see. I would like to give you something since you have a relevant field, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting a full dossier, but like.
Yeah.
Probably at least heard the name or something.
Obviously, you've heard the name, and he's apparently one of the first Americans to undertake this kind of esoteric, controversial study of the mind, which kind of is like weird and sexual, and yeah.
The id.
I think he's based out of. You assume he's based out of New York. Yes, yeah, or was. You haven't, you know what I mean? Like, that's from your knowledge, he was in New York.
He at least was here at some time doing his thing.
Yeah, and you were very interested in how much money he was. Maybe you heard from like this person, how much money he was able to pull in, because his fees were whispered to be like $50 to $60 per visit, which is a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
like $4,000 a year, roughly.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably my I want to go from where I'm at to there.
Yeah, the women, found him like suave and handsome and sensitive and perceptive and sexy. All those things that you kind of built your persona. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is like, I'm sure that is one of my objects of study.
So you would assume that Roger was probably one of his patients if it hadn't mentioned that in one of the handouts too. Why else would he be there?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, tidbits. So
I mean, he's declared dead, so it's not like you can go talk to him, right? So yeah.
Or can you?
Iris, can you talk to the dead?
Not right now.
Not yet.
No. All right.
For next session, though, can I hold that knife that I took and see if I can pull anything from that, doing my psychometry?
Yep. Let's save it for next session.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll save my scene for the beginning of next session too, so that way we have something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you had.
That's fine. It's long and ambling and meandering, so we'll save it for next time. Cool. All right. Okay. So next time,
so I'm gonna look up, what's his fuck's, peers and students, and that's my first area of digging.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Good job, guys.
Cool. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for coming, Ro.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
And thanks, as always, to Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. You've just got to be using it, your gaming table.